Everyone, we're here with Dan, who's showing off Raptor Island, the game coming to Kickstarter very soon. I hope.
1st of September.
1st of September, right. So, why don't you tell everyone what Raptor Island is all about?
So, Raptor Island is my first project I've made. Essentially, I wanted to make for my first project something small, like a travel-sized game that the whole family can play, something that I would have loved to play when I was a kid. So the idea of Raptor Island is there's a deck that sits in the middle of all the players, and you're all adventurers on Raptor Island, been sent to collect dinosaur DNA. You're all competing against each other, grabbing it for the corporation kind of thing, and we have this concept of a last remaining helicopter that needs to be fueled, and only one player can get out of there to win the game. So there's a couple of objectives in Raptor Island. The first one is you have to collect the dinosaur DNA. Nice and simple. You find these cards in the deck, you have to collect 2 into your hand, and that's one of the objectives done. The second objective is this concept of fueling the escape helicopter. So we have a deck and a discard pile, like many games do, but next to that you have this fuel stockpile. And the interesting thing is any player can play to that fuel stockpile, but once played there, any other player can use the fuel. You have this really interesting mechanic where you begrudgingly play fuel there, knowing any other player can use it. But if no one plays there, no one's getting off the island. So at some point, somebody needs to start playing, and it's really cool. And that's it, really. So Objective 1, collect 2 dinosaur DNA in your hand. Objective 2, there needs to be 2 fuel in the fuel stockpile played by any player. And then the last objective, play the escape the island card and get out of there to win the game. But obviously, Raptor Island would be a bit boring without any dinosaurs in it, so obviously we have dinosaurs in there. Star of the show is, of course, the raptors. There's a pack of 4 raptors that are hunting on Raptor Island, and when they're drawn from the deck, they sit in front of you in what we call a player's play space. And if that raptor's there from the start to the end of your turn, you have to discard all your hands, back into the deck, reset your progress, and draw up a new hand. We did have this sort of elimination process, but we found that the kids want to keep playing after they die. So we introduced this draw back up and start off a new hand, and the game's better for it, which is really cool. There's other dinosaurs in the game. Some are bad, some are neutral. There's actually some good ones. For instance, there's a herd of Gallimimus in there, and they have some really interesting mechanics because when they are drawn from the deck, they essentially allow you to search the deck for any dino DNA. Being good dinosaurs, I guess you could take a sample of their DNA or something like that. And then there's a second effect on their card, which allows you to shuffle any raptors that might be in your play space back into the deck. So that's a way you can get rid of that threat of the raptors. I guess you sort of lose them in the herd, if you will. That's essentially Raptor Island. There's nothing revolutionary here mechanic-wise. This is not anything groundbreaking. This is just a tight package with a good, strong theming and great artwork, with all mechanics that I've learned over the years and put into a nice tight package that plays really well. These are concepts like draw 3 cards from the top of the deck, shuffle them in any order, put them back, and it sort of screws over the next players kind of thing. That's Raptor Island.
Okay, cool. And it's 2 to 5 players.
Absolutely.
And coming to Kickstarter soon. How long have you been developing the game for?
This thing, I turned 30 at the start of lockdown.
Right.
So last year, and I thought to myself, I've actually got a history of making digital games, computer games, indie games, and I thought physical games is actually more of a passion of mine. I've always wanted to do it. So I turned 30 and lockdown happened. I was like, right, what can I do with this time? And sort of Raptor Island came out of that. The actual concept came pretty quickly. I've had these ideas for quite a while. This idea of this sort of competitive game that has this fuel mechanic that's where you're forced to work together. I remember the old Perfect Dark game on the N64, and it had this counter-operative mode. I like to use that sort of term. It's sort of a counter-operative game, if you will. And I've just been working on it ever since lockdown. Awesome. I still had to work at home for my day job, but evenings.
I don't think you're alone in that. I'm sure there's a lot of games at the Expo this weekend that have come out of lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Cool. Have you got sort of pricing and any stretch goals and things?
So the Kickstarter, so it's my first project, so I'm setting the bar low.
Yeah.
If I can get this backed by 200 people.
Yep.
That will allow me to get it out for about £15, which is a little bit higher than I'd like. I think if you Google right now and go onto Amazon and look for another party game that features a lot of kittens that might explode, you can get that for about £12, I believe, and that's kind of my benchmark. I want to get it down to there.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to be able to for the Kickstarter. However, if it does really well, what I plan to do is have a stretch goal where if I do way more than expected, I'm going to subsidise the shipping.
Right.
So that way I can give value back.
That's a dangerous thing to say in this day and age, subsidise the shipping.
Yeah, that's okay. That's something I'm really passionate about. I want to do. That I don't want to make any profit from this. The main idea is I need to get the game finished, and I want to have that as my first project. Having a full, complete project is more important to me than trying to,
make loads of money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
We'll put links to everything in the video description. But for now, thanks for chatting to us. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.